G'day guys, Morezy here. This is a tutorial to create my multi-floor elevator. If you haven't already, you will need to look at my tutorial to build the 2x2 elevator, which I'll put on the screen now. Check out that tutorial. Skip any of the control sections that you see. Basically you just want to get in and make this main structure. This has been modified slightly, so just use that tutorial to make the main structure of the elevator, and then come back to me, and then we'll modify it to have these buttons and things on it. Once you've done that, then we'll continue on and we'll put the brain onto it. So see you in a second. Okay, so hopefully after you've made this elevator, you're up to this level. If yours doesn't look like this at the bottom, that's fine. As long as you've got the main structure down, that's good. And this is a working elevator as it is, but we need to adapt it just a little bit to suit our multi-floor setup. So what we're going to do here is add a few bits. The first of which will be another row of redstone torches. So we're going to come out one block from there so they don't interfere with each other, and we're going to go right up to the top and all the way up to the top, and we're going to put torches in between. Alright, there we go. So we're up to the top. This very top torch is off, so that's why we want it. And this needs to have redstone over here, and then another torch here. Now at the moment I've got this, which is probably similar to what the tutorial for the elevator showed, so we want to remove that. We don't need that anymore, and we just need this torch here. So this should be on as default, and if it's not, you may need to either increase the height of this by 1 so that it's so that this top torch is off if yours is on, or increase the bottom here. So as you can see, I've gone all the way up like that, and that's going to control the pistons at the top. So next I'm going to point out just one thing that you may not have done. Here, I believe in my other tutorial I just have the one block on top of this. It needs to be symmetrical, so make sure you have two rows on top and then 2 rows on bottom. If you've got that like that, that's great. And what we're going to do now is add the floors. So the floors are going to be every 3 blocks starting from here. So this is where our elevator sits normally. So if we go up by 3 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one we'll put another floor, and 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one we'll put another floor, like that, and we'll keep going all the way to the top. Okay, there we go, that's our top floor, and we'll stop there because if we went any higher we wouldn't be able to get in it because the pistons are there. So this is our top floor, and up to the pistons should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks there. So that's fine. Alright, so that's our floors. You can see there we've got 7 floors in total plus the ground floor, so that makes 8 I guess. But yeah, 7 actual floors, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, next we're going to add the buttons. Alright, so with your floors, you should have a block poking out in the middle here. This is where the buttons are going to go. If you put a block here and you've got redstone in that position rather than that block, you may be out of alignment somewhere. So make sure that this is the way that it looks on each floor. So here we're going to put a block there for one button and a block on that side. We're going to put stone and wooden buttons on. The wooden buttons will go here on this side, and the stone one will go on that side, and we're going to continue that up. Alright, there we go. I've got buttons all the way up. As you can see, they're in the middle of each floor, so that's good. Next we're going to add the vertical wiring for those buttons. Alright, so this is the layout for the wiring. It's going to be identical on both sides. So if this is our button here, we'll have 3 blocks below like that. We'll have a repeater there so these wires don't interact, we'll have redstone dust there and there, and a torch on that side, and we're just going to keep going down and do the same all the way along. So there's another button here, so we'll put a repeater and redstone, and then a torch on the end, and we'll keep going all the way down. Alright, with those all the way down there, we need to add the other half, and to do that we'll go to this block which is in between, and we'll make it look like that, and we'll do the same here. And all this is going to be is just a torch on one side and then dust on the top, and that you should see it flick on and off like that. So then we'll just keep going down. Alright, I've got down to the bottom. This is our ground floor. As you can see, I've gone down one more row down to this height, and that's where we want that to stay. Alright, there we go. I've just done the same on this other side. Again, we're coming down one extra block here, so that's good. And that is the ground floor there. So that's all the button wiring set up. Okay, one more thing for this is to change around the way the bottom pistons are set up. So I'm going to break all these, or however you have it, and I'm just going to clear this out. And now we need to come down lower than this, so what I'm going to do, it doesn't have to be obsidian, but I'm just going to come down another level like this, and then put my torches back like that, and that'll hold those pistons in place, and this is in a better position for the circuitry to work on it. Alright, so with the elevator set up ready to go, we can start by making the pulse extender for this button, and we'll do that by starting down the bottom here, so 2 blocks below this torch, and we'll go out 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to put a redstone dust there, and a repeater here, and a block there, and then 2 more repeaters, and another block. And we're going to come back the other way and stop there, and we're going to put 2 more repeaters there, set them to 4, and then a dust there and there and there, and a torch on the end here and one there. We're going to then come down and do a run out this way and put a block like that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a 5th one there, and we're going to do one up like that to cut that wire off, and one up like that to cut that wire off. I'm going to run this way, and then put a torch on the end, and that's going to be a pulse extender for this button. So you can see the torch stays on for twice as long. Alright, so now we've got the pulse extender. We're going to start on the counter for the top half. So we're going to come down like this and put a hopper there. On the other side, one facing in, and we'll break this hopper and face it that way. Then we're going to put some torches under it, so 1, 2 blocks there. We can break these now, and we'll put torch, and another block here with a comparator on it, and then we'll put a sticky piston facing that way with a redstone block, and then we'll put another sticky piston there, so there should be one gap between. We'll also put another little bit there with redstone on top, and one on top of that, so like this. Then we're going to put a block there with a redstone torch, and then we're going to put a block there and a block there, and then we're going to have redstone like that. Then we're going to go underneath again. Now this is the block with the redstone dust on it. We're going to come out by 2 like this and put a repeater there and a redstone dust there. Okay, that's that part. Next we're going to add a repeater here that goes into a piston, and a block on top, and then another repeater on the other side, and that's going to go around to this little guy here. So I'm just going to do it a little bit messy, but it's just going to run into the bottom like that. Alright, nearly forgot. We almost forgot. need to set this to 4, and then also I'll just put a repeater here as well, just for later. Alright, now we need to join the pulse extender to this bit here. To do that, we're going to put 2 blocks like that next to that piston. We're going to put another one out like this with a torch on the side and some dust on top, so that'll carry that signal down. We need to put some redstone here, and we don't want that to connect, so we'll put a block on top of it. And then we'll also put, for later, another block down and a couple out this way. And we'll put a repeater there, and then continue on like that. Alright, now we're going to take the signal from this other side here. To do that, so we've got this torch here, which is just below that level. We're going to put a block there and a block here. We're going to come out by 3 and then put a sticky piston with a block on top. We're going to run redstone that way, and then we're going to put a repeater here so that it doesn't join up, and we're going to put just a bit of dust on top of that as well. Then to join up to that, we're going to come off this block that we put up here to cut this line. 1, 2, 3, and we'll come up like that, and then back over to this side. We're going to put a repeater here and set that to 3, and we'll run a line back down this way and stop there. And at the end of that line, we actually want a torch, which will be directly above this piston. Just like that. It'll power that line and this piston. Alright, so that's that bit. We'll put another block there and another repeater that way, and we'll finish the rest off. Alright, this next bit gets a little bit complicated, so keep your eyes peeled. So what we'll do here is, where this repeater is, we'll go up by 2 blocks and down to here. Then we'll make put a block there and put 1 here and 1 there to make a little plus sign. Knock out the middle one and put a repeater facing this way and set it to 3. Then we'll come down here and we'll do another block there, knock out that one, put a piece of dust there, and then we'll also put another block there with the torch on the back, like that. Okay, then to that we're going to add another block here, and we'll make a little plus sign again, like this. Knock out the middle one, face a repeater that way, and set it to 2, and then put redstone like that, and a torch there. And then we want a sticky piston facing upwards, so like that, and put that block back, and then we'll go down like this, and we'll leave that there for the moment. Alright, next we're going to build the other counter. So this is the main counter for the bottom half. We're going to put a sticky piston like this off that torch, redstone block, and another sticky piston facing that way. Then we're going to put 3 blocks along this side with a torch on the end, and redstone there and there, and then a repeater in the middle set to full. Then we'll put a block here, and I put this here just as an indicator, a lamp that'll tell us when the clock is still running, because if it's still running you can't push these buttons while it's running, otherwise it'll screw it up. So I put that there so I can see when it's running or not. You don't have to, of course. Yeah, so then we're going to put another block there and a comparator facing into that, and then we're going to put our hoppers. You can put 1 block like this and a hopper on top with 1 facing in. Break that, make sure they're facing into each other, and then we're going to go down 2 blocks, knock out that one and put a torch, and then we're going to go down again and put a repeater, and then come over this way underneath our, not too far, underneath our redstone. Now that's where it is at the moment. We want to be the next one over, so when the redstone block is in this position it'll power this line. So we go down like that. On the other side we'll do sort of the same. Make sure there's no block there, we'll get rid of that one, and we'll put a comparator on this side with a sticky piston. And then we'll put another redstone block, and then we'll put a sticky piston just in front of this torch. So let's see, I'll do like that. That's like that. And then we'll just put another block on top of him, and we'll also put a block there like that with the dust on top, and then a torch on that one with a repeater underneath. And again we'll put, make sure that's no delay, or 1 tick delay, and then again we'll put a bit of redstone like that. Alright, we're also going to put, where we left off here, we're also going to put this block out like that, and we're going to put a torch on this and a bit of redstone up to here, which will make this guy extend. Alright guys, going really well. So now we're going to connect this clock to this bottom set of torches, so when the clock fires it will set these pistons off going up. So to do that we're going to come down from this little platform here, and we're going to put 4 blocks across, if I can get in there, like that, and a block here, and a block here. Then we're also going to put one there like that, and another one there like that, and we're going to put some redstone dust on this back one and this one, and we're going to put 4 repeaters here, all set to 4, and then another line here with redstone, and then another block with a repeater, again set to 4. We're going to go 2 blocks higher, 1 block higher, and we'll have 2 blocks across, and they'll both have redstone on them. And then we're going to have another block here with a repeater there set to 4, and then a sticky piston with a block on top. Then we're going to have another block there where that redstone block is, and we'll have a repeater, if I can do it, facing that way, and then we'll put a block here with redstone on top, and then a block on top of that. And you can hear that it temporarily disabled those torches, and that's what we want, so that's good there. Alright, we got about 3/4 of the brain done, so let's keep going here. So off this back of this piston we're going to put 1 block and a sticky piston facing up. We're going to put a block there with the torch on, and we can remove that and that. Then we're going to put a repeater facing this way, set to 2, and then 1, 2 blocks there to make a little cross like that, and we'll put another repeater there set to 2, some dust on this, and then we'll also put a block here with some dust on that, and then we'll go off this, which is the output for our pulse extender. We're going to go down like this and across like that, and we're just going to run a line across like this, so that'll be connected to that. And then off this hopper we're going to put another comparator there. The comparator will face out that way, and this will have a piston on the bottom with a block, and then a block on the top with a torch, like that. Make sure we have a block here as well, it's important. And then we'll take this signal down this way. Alright, where we finished with this line before, we went a little bit too far, so I'll get rid of those 2 blocks, and we'll come out this way from this repeater, and we'll make our way up to this one. here, like that. So we're pretty much running a line down like that into this repeater. Oh, make sure that's set to none, or 1 tick. And then on this side we'll also put a repeater, and we'll put one on this side as well, out like this, and we'll put some dust there. Alright, so now we'll take this line, we'll take this line here and we'll connect that like that, and we'll also run this bit down to this torch with a repeater there, and we'll come back up like that and connect those together. Also, this repeater here, make sure that's set to 2, because I didn't do that before, and that's that part. Alright guys, one mistake that I made here is these blocks here need to have redstone on top, which I didn't have before, so make sure you put those on. And now what we can have a look at is the actual counter. So to work out the counter, it's pretty easy. What you need to do is count the number of floors you have, not including the ground floor. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 floors. Now the counter needs to be in multiples of 8. So what we do is, I've already got some redstone blocks here I'm going to use. So we count out multiples of 8 up to 7. So we actually want 7 blocks of 8, 7 groups of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that's an odd number. You may have an even number, but if you have an odd number, you want to take half of them. So we'll take this half, and we'll put that in one counter, and then the rest we'll put in another counter. If we had 8 floors, you would have half and half. But because we don't, we'll just put 32 in one and 24 in the other. So in this main one, this is the one I would put the 32 in. So we'll just chuck the 32 in, which I've already got. And on this side, we'll chuck the 24, but we also need to add 1 extra to make it 25. So whatever you have in there, whether you have 32, 24, 16, just add 1 more to make it an odd number, so that yeah, it has to have 1 extra block in there so the timing's correct. So with that all done, we can have a look how it works. Alright, so the elevator is running now. You can tell by the lights flashing there, and I'm going to show you how this works. So the floor selection is the important part, I guess. This is a wooden button. That is important because when you apply the signal from a wooden button to a hopper clock, it will allow 4 items to go through. Now that's relevant because there's actually 4 blocks between floors. Now the way these pistons work, if you had a delay of 4 blocks going through a hopper, they would only get about halfway. They would get about here. So we need to double that length. So that's what the pulse extender is for. It increases this from 4 items per push to 8 items per push. And that's why all of our numbers are multiples of 8. So 32 is 4 eighths. So when we push this button, you can see it goes through the pulse extender, and that goes down to here, and you'll see it's transferred 8 items across. Now this side is actually the delay that is given to these pistons here. When this gets reduced, the delay gets reduced. So it starts off with a full delay of 32 blocks, and each time we push the button it removes 8 more blocks until it gets down to no delay. So let's do that. So we'll push this. Now you do need to wait a little bit of time for this to run through, just so that it doesn't interfere with each other. So that's 3. So we'll have 8 left in here and 24 in there. Now this last push is important because what this last push will do, it'll empty this side like that, and it will actually transition from this using this as a delay to now it uses this as a delay. So what happens there is all the items are now removed from this hopper, which means there is no delay for these pistons. They will start almost immediately. But on the other side, this is the hopper system that controls the top set of pistons. Now when we add floors, it will start a delay to this. So at the moment, there's 24 in there, and when we push that button and remove all the items from that hopper, there is one extra little item that goes over. That's to help with the timing, and that's what that extra block was for. So now, every time we push a button, rather than doing anything to these hoppers, it will do it to these hoppers. You can see that's 16, and we've got 9, so that's 8 plus 1. And so now the delay is being added to the top set of pistons. So every time we add a delay to the top set of pistons, these pistons are able to get up further and further each time until we get right to the top. So if we empty all of this, and one more. So now that's all emptied over. And if we push this button now, these pistons will start almost immediately, and they'll work their way up. At the moment, that clock down there is running a timer to know when to let these pistons go, which will be just at the same time as the elevator gets there. You can see they started and then stopped because the other pistons were pushing back on them, and that's at the top floor. Similarly, when we go down here, now all these hoppers have reset. You can see all of the items are back where they originally were, so there's 32 in there, and there's 25 in there, so essentially the delays are completely reset. So if we go back up to the top, and if we hit this button on its own, what we'll see is there's no delays for the top pistons, and maximum delay for this bottom piston. And what will happen is the elevator will come back down to the ground floor. So that's how that works. Alright, so that's how the brain of this system works. Now there's probably still a little bit of room for more compact wiring here, but for the purpose of doing the tutorial I just left it open. It's already quite difficult to follow, so I didn't want to make it any more packed in, but you can do that. Now this brain system here works exactly the same way for the smaller version elevator, the 3x4 elevator, and the same with all these buttons and everything's pretty much the same. So you could actually just copy this completely and hook it up to a 3x4 elevator. You may just need to move some of these bits, and this bit here would obviously only require one for one torch. But yeah, that system will work for a 3x4 as well. So if you follow a tutorial to make the 3x4 elevator, copy what I did over there to modify it to get the buttons and everything on it, and then you can add this brain directly to it, and it will work exactly the same way. One more thing, I guess, is when it comes to adding floors, like I said before, count the number of floors you have and multiply that by 8. And then add one extra block for this side and split them between it. And obviously the way it works is the higher the floors go, the longer delays you'll have to wait to make it work, but this wiring does not change at all, apart from adding more blocks to the hopper here. So that's pretty easy. As you can see, I've got 32 in there, so you've got five full slots here, so you could put what's that? That's for 4 floors, so 64. You can have 8 floors by 5, so that's 40 floors for this side, and then probably another 40 floors for that side. I don't know how high that would go up. It probably would actually get to the build height, so you can just go all the way up if you want to. But that's all for the tutorial. I was going to do the other tutorial on this video as well, but it's already getting quite long, so I'm going to split that up and do it on another video. That's for the adjustable floor version. But hopefully, yeah, you guys like this, and let me know if you have any problems at all, and I can help you out. But otherwise, happy building, and see how you go.